Hey y'all, welcome to Zemialine, Georgia here. I hope y'all have had a good day thus far. Uh, to set our intention for tonight, please come to sitting on your mat in Sukhasana or easy pose, crisscross applesauce, whatever you like to call it. Just depends on how you're raised. so I really felt the need and desire to focus our practice tonight on gratitude, whatever that may look like for you. So gratitude can be seen in several different ways, like gratitude that I showed up for myself tonight to practice. Gratitude that I'm holding space, and able to be here. Gratitude that my body is strong enough to hold these postures. Or gratitude that maybe I have a roof over my head or anything of that nature. That my bills are paid, I have food on the table. The list could go on and on, really. And gratitude is something that I have really learned as a tool to use to get me out of a place maybe that is slightly, possibly a little bit dark, or in a negative mind space. And just helps me to realize the gifts that I do have and the things that I do have in my life that really do mean a lot and that I should not take for granted. And it helps me to remember those things. So I invite you to maybe use that as your intention tonight. As always, it's not forced. It is not something that I make you do. It is only a suggestion because it's something that I like to do to help guide my practice. So I just invite you to maybe use that attitude of gratitude tonight as an intention for your practice. If not, if you don't want to use an intention, please don't feel like you're being pressured to do so. Or if you have something else that you would like to use, please feel free to do that, whatever it may be. So to begin, we'll soften the gaze and close our eyes to connect to our breath. We'll start by inhaling through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, followed by the exhale. Stay here for a few more rounds on your own, setting and sealing any intention if you have any. Last breath here. Start to bat the eyelashes open, coming back into your space. To begin, let's start with some nice neck rolls, sitting up tall in Sukhasana, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Hands can be on top of the knees, palms face up or face down, or just laying lightly in your lap. So I want you to take the left ear down to the left shoulder, then allow the head to roll forward, chin to chest. And then you take the right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, let the head come back. Left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Allow the head to fall back. And you know what to do from here. Just continue with that same motion. About 2 more times. Continue your breath. Don't allow the shoulders to shrug up towards the ears. Now reverse your circle. So the right ear comes to right shoulder, chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder. Head falls back. And continue for about 3 more rounds. Actually, do, yeah, 3 more rounds, that's right. Last one. Allow the head to come back to that neutral position, stacking the head over heart, heart over the pelvis. We're going to lengthen the left leg out long to begin, coming into a half lotus posture. Now, if you are unable to come into half lotus, please feel free to keep that right foot into the inner thigh of the left leg. If you are able to, you draw the right knee into the chest. Find the external rotation of that right hip and knee. Bring the right foot to the top of that left hip crease, allowing the knee to point downward. So from here, what we're going to do is inhale, sit up tall. Then on the exhale, hands come to the shin, ankle, or peace fingers around it, or your hands clasped around the outside edges of the feet. Then the nose comes in towards the knee. And breathe. Shoulders draw down the back of the body. Maintain softness in the back of that left knee for 4 more breaths. On the inhale, release your class, starting to stack vertebrae by vertebrae and allowing the head to be the last thing to come up. Exhale when you get to the top. Taking that right foot from the right hip crease or the inside of that that left leg. Take the right knee and rotate it back, coming onto the top of that right foot, keeping that left foot extended. So we'll come into a forward fold position once again. So you'll inhale, sit tall. Then on the exhale, take the nose down towards the shin, clasping either the shin, ankle, or around the outside of that left foot. You can take the right hand to the left wrist if you're able to get that deep in the hamstring. And just really roll those shoulder blades down the back of the body, making space for the neck. Softness in the back of that left knee. Bring the breath. One more breath here. Release the clasp of wherever you have it on the foot or the leg. Start to roll up, stacking vertebrae by vertebrae, allowing the head to be the last thing to come up. Release the right leg from being behind you now and lengthen it out long. We're going to draw that left knee in towards us now. If you're able to come into half lotus on this side, you're welcome to, or if you need to just bring that left foot to the inner thigh of that right leg, please do that. No injuries to the knees here tonight, folks, okay? So draw that left knee in. Find the external rotation of that left knee and hip, bringing that left foot as close as you can to that right hip crease. It might be different for everyone, and that's okay. No judging yourself, okay? So we'll really find the softness in the back of that right knee. We'll inhale, sit up tall. Then on the exhale, take the clasp of your choice. Really relax through that left hip, trying to draw that left knee in towards the right if you are in half lotus. Softness in the back of that right knee. Shoulders come away from the ears. On the inhale, release your class, stacking that vertebrae by vertebrae, allowing the head to be the last thing to come up. Release the foot from either the inside of the right leg or the top of that right hip crease, taking it and turning it around, coming onto the top of that left foot, bending in that left knee. Now, if this is too much for your knee, if there's any fussiness in the knee, just come back to the left knee being pressed into the inside of the right leg, because I do not want, again, any knee injuries here. So we will inhale, sit tall, and then on the exhale, take the clasp of your choice, whether it's shin, ankle, or around the outside of that right foot. Neck is long. Breath is full on the inhale. And then on the exhale, you try to take that navel to spine. On the inhale, release the clasp from around the foot or wherever you've had your hands. Raising up. Exhale when you get to the top. Release that left foot from behind you once again, and bring both legs out in front of you. Swing them to the side to come onto all fours into tabletop. So here, stack shoulders over wrist bones, hips over knees. Press firmly into the backs of the feet. We're going to come into thread the needle. So we're going to inhale, lift the right arm up. Then on the exhale, draw it up underneath you, underneath that left armpit. Allow the shoulder to come down to the mat, followed by the ear. Either you can extend that left arm forward out in front of you, or take it reverse on your back, on your lower back or sacrum. And you can even come down at the top of that hip crease with that left hand and take a bind. Up to you, where you are in your practice today. And breathe. On your inhale, bring that left hand back down to the mat if it is not already there. Pressing into that left hand, lifting the right arm up and through towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, bring it back down to the mat. Switch sides now. So inhale, lift the left arm up. And then on the exhale, take it up under that right armpit, laying on that left shoulder, then onto the left ear. Same options as before, this extending that right arm out long in front of you, taking it to the lower back, or coming into the top of that left hip crease this time with the right hand. Maybe even grabbing the top of that right thigh. And breathe. Roll the right shoulder back to allow the chest to open. Finding a opening up through the chest. On your inhale, bring that right hand back down to the mat if it's not there already. Pressing into that right hand, lift the left arm up and through up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, bring it back down to the mat. Coming back into that tabletop position, move through a few cycles of cat-cow. So press firmly into the backs of the feet. Again, stack shoulders over wrist bones, hips over knees. We'll inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, really round through the spine, find that navel to spine connection. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, really round through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. On your inhale, come back into that neutral spine position. We're going to tuck the toes from here, send the hip points back and up for our first downward facing dog. Shoulders are, hands are shoulder distance apart, feet are hip distance apart. Roll the shoulders down the back of the body, the shoulder blades on the back of the body, length in the back of the neck, gaze towards the navel. Now, if your heels do not touch in this posture, it is okay. Over time, slowly but surely, I'm sure you'll get there. I know I never thought I would. So do not be discouraged. I always like to tell people that. Breathe down through every knuckle in the hand. On your inhale, look up towards the front of your mat and either step, jump, hop, or float the feet in between the hands, lifting up halfway, flat back position. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. We're going to do 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. So we'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back position. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back for your plank or half plank. Lower all the way down through chaturanga or all the way down to the mat. You'll inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. For 1, 2, find the internal rotation of the arm bones. 3, gaze towards the navel. 4, and 5. Inhale, gaze up towards the front of the mat, and then on your exhale, make your way to the front of the mat, lifting up halfway. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. 1 more. So we'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back position. Exhale, step the feet back, lower down from plank or half plank into chaturanga or all the way down to the mat. You'll inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Fingertips spread wide. Shoulders away from the ears. Pressing firmly into the mat with every knuckle. 4, and 5. Inhale, step, hop, jump, or float the feet in between the hands, lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back position. Exhale, step the feet back, lower down. Inhale, lift up for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, inhale, lift that right leg up high, bending in the right knee, open up through the hip, making some nice hip circles in both directions. So start in one direction and reverse. We'll inhale to lengthen that leg out long once again. And then on the exhale, bring it through center, placing it in between the hands. Pivot that back foot to a 45-degree angle, coming into Parvasana. So we'll inhale to lift up, rooting down to the front big toe. And then exhale when we get to the top. From here, what we'll do is either clasp each of our elbows or do reverse namaste behind the back. It's up to you where you are in the openness in your shoulders. So we'll inhale, stand up tall, and then on the exhale, take the nose down towards the shin. Peel this right hip under, rolling it under, pulling the left hip crease back. We're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale when we get to the top. Pivot the feet towards the back of the mat. So left foot comes forward, right foot pivots towards the side of the mat. We'll inhale to sit tall, then exhale, left your knee, your nose comes towards your knee. Roll that left hip under this time, peeling that right hip crease back. Root down through all four corners of that left foot, really focusing on pressing into that left big toe and the outside edge of that right foot. You'll inhale, press into that left foot, that left big toe to really help you rise up. And then you exhale when you get to the top. Stepping to the back of your mat now, coming into Samasthiti, so arms by the side, or Tadasana. We'll inhale, step the left foot back, come into Prasarita Padangusthasana, or Prasarita forward fold, or wide-legged forward fold position. Bring the heels to the back of the mat if you'd like. It really just helps keep the heels aligned and make sure that your feet are in the same, that they're not staggered and they're right there together. So what we'll do from here is inhale, reach the arms wide, and then on the exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, taking the hands down to the mat and allowing the head to come in. Rock some of the weight into the ball mounds of the feet. Make sure that you're not locking out of the knees and that you maintain a softness in the back of the knees. On the inhale, lifting up halfway, flat back position. Exhale fully here. Catch the waist with both hands. Inhaling the rest of the way up, pressing into the outside edges of your feet. We're going to inhale, lift the arms out wide once again, interlacing them behind the back, exhale. So if you're not able to interlace the hands behind the back like so, you can do so energetically, or you can also take that grabbing both elbows, whichever is easiest for you. You can even use a strap or a towel to grab a hold of here. It's really what you can do with the openness in your shoulders, and just know it's okay to be exactly where you are. So press into the outside edges of both of your feet. Inhale, sit tall, clasping hands or whichever you're able to do. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Then on the exhale, hinge at the hips, coming into that forward fold position, allowing the crown to come down towards the mat. Now allow yourself to rock some of that weight into the ball mounds of the feet, pressing into the outsides of the feet as well. So active feet here. Like you're drawing up energy from the earth.
We're gonna inhale, start to rise up by pressing into the outside edges of those feet and the ball mounds of the feet.
Exhale when we get to the top. Release the hands. Now we're going to pivot that left foot towards the front of the mat and press into the knife edge of that back foot, bending in this left leg. We're going to open it up to warrior two. So arms come wide. Breathe here. So you really want to roll this left hip under, press into the back of that right foot. Tailbone draws down towards the mat. Hip points towards the side of your room. You'll inhale, sweep the arms up overhead for warrior one. Frame the torso over that front leg. Knee over ankle alignment. Bring the hands and interlacing them behind the back once again, coming into humble warrior. So inhale, lengthen up through the spine, and then on the exhale, take the crown in the inside of that left leg. Press firmly into that left foot to maintain stability into the back of that right foot on knife edge. And really stack that knee over ankle. We'll inhale, rise up, press firmly into that left big toe. Exhale here, release the clasp of the hands. Pivot the feet towards the front of the mat once again, or the back of the mat, bending in that right knee this time, coming into your warrior two. Now pressing into the left knife edge of the back foot. Extend the arms wide for your warrior two. Roll the right hip under, tailbone drawing down towards the mat. Gaze over the front fingertips. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead for warrior one, framing the torso over that front leg, really stacking that knee over ankle once again. On your exhale, sweep the arms behind you, interlacing them behind the back, and exhale, inhale, then exhale, bring the crown in between, on the inside of that right knee for humble warrior. Make sure that knee is stacked over the ankle. Root down firmly into all four corners of that right foot. Inhale, bring down to that right toe. Really bring yourself up on the inhale. Exhale, release the arms. We're going to frame the foot of that. We're going to frame the right foot with both hands. Bring that right knee back to meet the left. Coming into our plank position. Lower down for a vinyasa, coming through chaturanga all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here.4 and 5. I'm going to reverse myself on the inhale, lift the right leg up, and then on the exhale, bring it back through center, stepping the right foot in between the hands, coming into a low lunge position. So you'll come onto the ball mount with that back foot. I'm going to reverse so that y'all can see me. So the right leg, the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. Press firmly into all 4 corners of that right foot, coming onto the ball mount of that back foot. You can stay here up on the fingertips or with the hands onto the knee, Or you can sweep the arms up overhead. Scooping the tailbone forward, lengthen the crown. Strong legs here, drawing that energy up from the earth. Bring the hands back down to frame the foot. Lower that back knee, your left knee down to the mat, flattening the foot out, the top of that left, back of that left foot. Peel the right hip back towards the back of your mat and bring the right foot flexing it up, coming into half Hanuman or half splits. You can, from here, either keep the hands down low like I enjoy, or you can come to frame the outsides of the knee maybe, or if you need to stay all the way up, grab you some blocks and place them on the outsides of the hips and stay up tall. Wherever you are, allow yourself to feel the deepness in the back of the hamstring, the stretch in the back of the hamstring, and breathe. On your inhale, coming back to the ball mound of that right foot, framing the foot with both hands. Take the right knee towards the right wrist, left foot towards the left wrist. Lengthen the left leg out long behind you, coming into pigeon. Again, option to stay up tall. Stay up tall, using the hands to ground down into the mat and lengthen up through the crown. Option to take a block, place it up underneath that right hip to take up space. Wherever you need to be, you can also come down onto the elbows and stay here, or even lengthen out completely. Relaxing the right hip as best you can. If you are not pressing into the hands, start to make your way back up to press into all four corners of your hands, spreading the fingertips wide. Start to turn your torso towards your left leg, and if you can, bring that left foot in towards you, clasping the inside edge. You can also use a strap or even a towel here to wrap around the base of that foot. And if you do not feel like you can make it into that posture, please do not feel like you have to. It is just an option. We'll only be here for about 2 breaths. And release that left foot back down to the mat, placing both hands back down onto the mat. Really press into them, draw that left knee in, and start to make your way to a downward facing dog, lengthening the right leg out long when you get there. And then on the exhale, bring it back down to the mat. On your next inhale, lengthen the left leg up long behind you. And then on the exhale, draw it into your chest, placing it in between the hands, coming into your low lunge type position. Press into the ball mound of that back foot. Again, option to stay up on fingertips, hands to knees, arms up overhead, or even blocks if you'd like. Strong legs here once again. Roll this left hip under, knee over ankle at all times. Take the hands to frame the left foot, lower yourself back with the right knee lower your right knee down, and then press into the back of the right foot. Start to peel that right hip crease towards the back of the mat, lifting the left heel, lifting the left foot off the mat, bringing the foot flexed up towards the ceiling, coming into your half Hanuman. Same options as before, either staying down low like I like to, coming here, or taking your blocks and placing them on the outside edges of the hips and staying up nice and tall. Personal preference and where you are in your practice. Really use the back of that right foot to help maintain stability. Softness in the back of that left knee. On your inhale, bring that left foot back down to the mat. Now take your left knee towards your left wrist and your right foot towards your right wrist. Lengthen the right leg out long, now coming into your pigeon posture. Same options as before, of staying up tall here with the crown radiating up towards the ceiling, chest wide, or even coming down onto your elbows or lengthening out flat. Take the block up underneath that left hip if you need to create space. Stay on the top of that right knee. You do not want to be rolling over to the side, so really keep straight lines here. And stay on the back of that right foot. You're not up on your hands, start to make your way there. So press firmly into all four corners of the hands in this pigeon posture. Draw that right foot in towards you, rotating the torso towards the back of the mat, grabbing the inside of that right leg, right foot, opening up through the chest. Option of using the strap here, or a towel, or not even doing it all. And release. Bring the right hand back down to the mat, starting to lift yourself back up so you can come into the ball mount of that back foot. Lift the left knee into your chest, lengthen it out long behind you in your downward facing dog, and then on the exhale, bring it back down to the mat. So from here, move through a vinyasa of your choice. So stack your shoulders over wrist bones, hips, and press firmly into the ball mounts of the feet. Come into your plank, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. On your inhale, gaze up towards the front of the mat. Either step, jump, hop, or float. The feet in between the hands. Lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. We'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back position. Exhale, step the feet back, lower down. Inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, I want you to come into a tabletop position on the inhale, so bring the knees down to the mat. Press firmly to the backs of the feet. Swing them to the side. And then we're going to come down onto the sitting bones. Draw the right foot into the inner thigh of that left leg. We're going to open up through the chest a little bit more, and then we're going to come to lying flat on our back. So coming in this tree-type posture, left hand on the shin, ankle, peace fingers around the toes. We'll inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Roll the right shoulder back and down, allowing the left to drop. Palm is face down. Expand through the chest. Do not allow it to collapse. We're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale when we get to the top. Switch sides now, so right leg comes long, left foot comes in. Right hand comes to the top of the shin, ankle, or peace fingers around the toes. You'll inhale, lift the left arm up, take it up and over. Left shoulder comes back, now allowing the right to drop. And breathe. Open up through the chest, really expanding and create a lot of space in the chest. Palm is face down. Neck is straight. Don't allow that right ear to collapse onto the right shoulder. Keep the neck straight. We're going to inhale, lift ourselves up. Exhale at the top. We're going to bring the legs together, bending the knees to come to lying flat on our back. Find whichever way that you like to do so. If y'all heard me say it before, you have it. I like to hug my knees into my chest, wrap my arms around my shins, sit up tall, and inhale. And then on the exhale, I like to rock and roll up and down on my spine. You're welcome to join me, and if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. So just come to finding your way down to your back if you do not wish to do so. But if you do, it's a lot of fun. I think everybody should try it, at least once. And when you're ready, and done rock and rolling up and down in your spine or not, bring the feet to the mat, hug the right knee in to the chest, lengthening the left leg out long. Hold here. Then on your exhale, take that right knee towards the right shoulder, opening up through the hip one last time. Inhale, bring that right knee back through center. Then on the exhale, take it up and over that left leg, coming into a supine twist. So come into cactus arms or Texas T arms, whichever you prefer, and gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, bring that right knee through center. Exhale when you get there. Lengthen that right leg out long now. And on the inhale, on the exhale, draw the left knee in towards you. And breathe. On your next exhale, allow that left knee to open out towards that right of that left shoulder. And hug the knee in once again. Clasping around the front of the shins here. We're going to inhale, bring that left knee through center. Then on the exhale, take it up and over that right leg, coming into your supine twist, whether it's cactus arms or Texas T. It's your choice. Gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, bring that left knee back through center. Exhaling when you get there. Coming into Shavasana now, so lengthen the legs out as wide as the mat or wider. Take up as much space as you would like to. Allow the arms to come open, placing them by your side as wide as you would like. Remove any props or clothing that may hinder you resting successfully in Shavasana. Making any adjustments that you need to now. And once you're ready, soften the gaze and close the eyes. Just feel a sense of gratitude for allowing yourself to be here. Allow that gratitude to wash over your entire body. That contentment, knowing that you showed up for yourself today, and releasing any judgment of your practice. Now soften the jaw and allow the tongue to release from the roof of the mouth. Allow the shoulders to relax completely into the mat. Press the hips firmly into the mat. Allow the feet to flop open. Palms face up towards the ceiling. Relax the body completely. As you rest in Shavasana.